Hi, I'm Christina and welcome to my channel, ChriskaYoga. In today's video, we will be doing a restorative yoga class for when you are sick, when you have a cold, or for when you're just feeling fatigued and tired and you need to recover from that. This is a restorative yoga class with props. I do have several restorative yoga classes without props on this channel, so I'll leave all of those in the description box below this video if you want to check those out if you don't have yoga props. But for this yoga class, you will need one yoga bolster, one yoga blanket, and 2 yoga blocks. All of these substitutions that you could use are listed in the description box below this video, as well as links to where you can purchase these yoga props for yourself to have during your home practice. During this sequence, we'll be starting out with a gentle yoga stretch at the beginning, and then we'll be moving into the longer holds of the restorative poses where you'll be holding there for several moments. The entire restorative sequence takes place on your back with a lot of chest opening, heart opening poses that will help you to combat that fatigue and low energy feeling, while also giving your body the rest that it needs to recover. Before we get started, if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button down below this video for 2 free yoga classes every single week, plus bonus videos on Sunday where I talk all things yoga, health, wellness, and more. I also have over 200 previous videos that you can check out on this channel as well. So subscribe and join our community of subscribers that is growing every single day of awesome and amazing people. So if you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. So we're going to begin with some gentle stretching. So come to sitting on the ground. Bring both your feet to meet each other at the center line of your body. Sit up evenly on both sits bones at the bottom of your pelvis. Bring your knees out to the side and hold on to your ankles or your feet with your hands. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine, and on your exhale, fold over your legs. Holding onto your feet, looking down. For a deeper hip stretch, if you would like, you can bring your elbows to your knees. Gently press them down towards the floor. For this one, I'm just going to remain in the forward fold. Wherever you are here, hold. Breathe, find as much length in your spine as possible, feeling a stretch in the low back, the glutes, the inner thighs, the hamstrings, and just relax here. Slowly come up out of your forward fold, cross your shins. Flex your feet underneath your knees. On an inhale, once again, lengthen your spine, and on your exhale, walk your hands forward, coming into a forward fold in your easy pose. Relax here for a moment. Slowly come up out of your forward fold. From here, we'll take a twist. Take your left hand, bring it to the right knee. Bring the right arm behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist around to the right and hold in your twist. Remain even on both sits bones at the bottom of your pelvis, lengthening your spine with each inhale and twisting a bit deeper with each exhale. Slowly unwind from your twist, and we'll take that twist on the other side. Bring the right hand to the left knee, bring the left arm behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist around to the left, looking as far behind you as you can. Lengthening your spine with each inhale, twisting a bit deeper with each exhale, and remain here. Slowly unwind from your twist, and we'll take a slight arch. Bring your hands to the fingertips behind you, elbows pointed back. Inhale, use your hands on the ground to lengthen your spine to help you lift up. And then you're going to look up and open the chest up towards the ceiling. Use your hands on the ground to help press your chest up towards the ceiling. Opening the chest and the shoulders, looking upward, feeling the back arching. And then slowly come out of the arch, and we'll come into our first restorative pose of the sequence. So this one's going to require a blanket. Start out by folding it into a square, and then you're going to roll it into a long roll. Should look a little something like this. Just be sure that you have the rounded edge upwards, because that's where we're going to be placing our back. You don't want to place your back on the fringes or the little knots of the fringes, because that's going to be uncomfortable. So once you're settled here, you're going to lie on top of the blanket. So from here, you're going to place the blanket at the mid-back. It's right in the middle of the spine. You should feel your back in an arch. If this arch is too high, you can slowly lift yourself up carefully off the blanket, and you can unroll the blanket a little bit, so that makes the roll a little less thick, making the arch of your back a little less intense. So for me, I'm going to leave it like this. So I'm going to unroll it once, leaving a little bit out, maybe about 6 inches of the blanket out of the roll, and then I'll have this roll not as deep as it was before. So once you find your position of your blanket roll, yeah, that's a lot better for me. It should be in the center of the back. You should feel a chest opening. You can bend your arms up like a cactus. Separate your legs slightly apart, or you have the option of bending the knees, bringing the knees in towards each other and the feet out to the side, whichever you would like. It's your choice. Try it out for yourself. See which one works better for you. And once you're settled in your pose, we're going to hold here for quite some time, so close your eyes and begin to come inward, focusing on your breath. Breathing deeply, expanding your rib cage with each inhale, letting the air into your body. And when you release the air out with your exhale, release the air out completely. Focus your attention on your inhales and your exhales. If another thought comes into your mind as you are here, gently notice that the thought is there, set it to the side, and come back to focusing on your breath. And hold here. bring some slight motion back into your body, gently moving your limbs. You can bend the knees if they weren't already, bringing them hips distance apart. And we're going to remain here, but take that roll to the lower back. So we're going to place the roll on the sacrum of the spine. And you can straighten the legs out once again. It's a very deep, depending on the roll of your blanket, low back arch. I'm going to bend the knees for this one. Bring the knees in towards each other, leaning on each other, and the feet out to the side. And you can bring your arms back to that cactus shape, or do as I'm doing here, bring your hands down by your sides, turning the palms up towards the ceiling. And once you find your pose here, come back to the same thing that we just did in the previous pose, to focusing on your breath. Allow your breath to relax you with each exhale deeper and deeper into the ground, and remain here. Once again, gently bring some motion back into your body. Slowly lift your hips up and remove the blanket. Bringing it to the side, and then set the hips back down onto the ground. And you're going to, from here, set the blanket to the side, and we'll take the bolster. So we're going to place the bolster in the same place that the blanket was for an even deeper back bend. It's a deep back bend, but your whole low back and your hips are resting on the bolster. And it's very cushiony, so that's why I suggest actually using a yoga bolster. You can also use pillows, but I think the yoga bolster has that nice balance of cushion and firmness that you need for this type of yoga. So once you find your pose, once you have the bolster right on the low back, the sacrum, the hips, they're nice and supported by the bolster. Once again, bring the knees in towards each other and the feet out to the side. And place the hands down onto the ground, palms facing up. Keep the head upwards as well and close the eyes. And once again, come inward, focusing on the inhales and the exhales. And relax here. And bring some motion into your body. Gently bring the legs back up to hips distance. Press into the ground with your feet, lift up your hips, and remove the bolster. From here, we're going to roll up to a seated position to get ready to come into our next pose. So roll onto the right side of your body and use your hands to help you come up to a seated position. From here, for a final pose of the class, we're going to take a supine bound ankle pose with an elevated bolster. So you'll need your blocks. I'm going to place one block here at the top and one block horizontally underneath it, making a T shape but leaving some space in between. I'm going to lower the block onto the lowest height it can go and have it horizontally and making a T shape with your blocks. Now from here, this creates kind of a V, not a V, a diagonal with your bolster here. So the weight of the bolster on top of the blocks, you can press it into the blocks gently, stretching out the bolster a little bit. It's not going to stretch, but it just helps to kind of settle it into the blocks if you press it down. And then you are going to lie on top of this. You can obviously adjust the height with pillows instead of a bolster if your bolster is thick, as mine is. You can put blankets. I've done blankets on top of the blocks in this way and it works just fine. You can do a combination of pillows and blankets, whatever works for you. You'll have to test it out for yourself and see what works best. From here, we're going to use a yoga blanket. And we're going to unroll it from our roll from before, fold it out into a rectangle, and then we're going to roll it from there. So roll it just as we did in the previous pose, but this time in a longer roll. And you're going to bring your sacrum to the bottom of the yoga bolster. From here, bring your feet to meet each other as we did at the very beginning of the class. Bring your feet to meet each other at the center line of your body. And then you're going to wrap the blanket. So placing the center of the long roll of the blanket on top of your feet, and then bringing that roll in and tucking it underneath your shins. So this creates kind of a cradle for your legs, your ankles. It creates kind of a more of a bound feeling for this bound angle pose. And it just creates a little bit of a cocoon or security, helping you to feel more relaxed. So once you're settled with your legs, your blocks and your bolster should be settled behind you. Start to recline on top of your bolster. You may need to adjust at this point to get a bit more comfortable. Be sure that the bolster is supporting your back entirely. And once you're settled with your pose, you can place your hands down by your sides, turn your palms up towards the ceiling. If you would like, you can grab some more pillows, place them underneath your hands so that your chest isn't quite as open here. But the chest opening does help to open the passageways and give you a bit more energy, especially if you're feeling sick. This might be beneficial to you. So I'm going to keep my hands down by my sides so I get a bit of a chest opening here. And I'm going to relax into my pose. Close your eyes and begin once again to deepen the breathing. Just as we've done in the previous poses, relax and quiet the mind by focusing on the breath and remain here. Slowly bring some motion back into your hands, your arms. Gently help your legs come up out of the bind. And slowly roll to the right side when you're ready. Rolling off of your bolster, using your arms and your hands to help you. And come up to a seated position. Move your props to the side, cross your shins, flex your feet underneath your knees. Bring your hands to your legs. Close your eyes once again, sit up tall. Take a deep breath in and release it out. And bring your hands to meet at the center of your chest. Bow your head to your fingertips. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave any questions about it, comments about the class in the comment section below this video. Let me know which pose you enjoyed the most out of the sequence. I would love to know so that I can do more classes with poses like that. And of course, if you aren't yet subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button down below the video for 2 free yoga classes every single week without fail. Join our community of subscribers, of awesome, amazing people. It only takes 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button and it is completely free, 100% free to do so. For even more yoga resources from me, helpful yoga tips, advice, free yoga challenges, visit my website, ChriskaYoga.com, and stay tuned on there as well because there is a new website coming out by December. It has to be out by December, so stay tuned for that as well. The new website launch is coming and it's going to be awesome. And also, do not forget to follow me on Instagram as well for yoga updates, motivation, inspiration behind the scenes of this channel. Lots and lots of updates on the Insta story, so much more. So definitely head over to Instagram as well. Follow me over there. All of the links to everything are listed in the description box below this video. Thank you so much. See you next time.